Hey guys, what's up? It's Frank here from Altcoin Buzz. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to the Altcoin Buzz army, wherever in the world you happen to be. Right now, it's a sunny morning in Bali, and we have some bullish news to kickstart the day. So the one-way ETH burn that will kickstart Ethereum 2.0. I'm going to give you my opinion of whether or not this will start a new bull run for Ethereum. It's certainly good news. We're also going to talk about how there's a record 1.2 billion in Bitcoin, which has now moved to Ethereum. The Ethereum community is, of course, very optimistic about optimism for Ethereum as Layer 2 testnet gets launched. What does it mean? It's actually a very unique Layer 2 scaling solution. So we're going to go into what that means for Ethereum, why it's actually very bullish, certainly medium to long term, and how Synthetics, a major cryptocurrency project, is already supporting them with the testnet. And in the spirit of decentralization, we'll take a quick look at Ethereum-based DeFi Lend, which is up 5,000% and gets an important update. And then, to finish off the video, I'll give you guys a quick TA, tell you what my thoughts are for the short term, the medium term, and a general price prediction. If you enjoy this content and want to see more of it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button, as it really helps to support the channel. Before I get started, I just want to let you know that I am not a financial advisor and that trading and investing presents financial risks. So let's get started. The one-way ETH burn that will kickstart Ethereum 2.0. So here by Coindesk.com, Coindesk's Christine Kim spoke with developers Raul Jordan and Eduardo Antuña Diaz. I hope I'm pronouncing that at least vaguely correctly. So the final preparations for Ethereum 2.0 launch will soon be underway. Lead developer at Prismatic Labs, Raul Jordan, who has been building Ethereum 2.0 software for over 2 years, explained his team would be wrapping up all feature development by October 15th. That being said, he did say that at that time, it's all hands on deck to just have good documentation, good user experience, fix up security holes, and basically prepare for launch. So it seems like it might not all be quite finished by October 15th. In any case, this is what makes this especially bullish. So before Ethereum 2.0 goes live, Jordan and Diaz both noted that a new contract will be created on the current Ethereum blockchain to receive deposits of 32 ETH. Right, okay, that's great. But listen to this. Only once this contract accumulates a minimum of 524,288 ETH, which is worth roughly $181 million at time of writing, will the new Ethereum blockchain officially kickstart at midnight UTC the following day. So just a quick reminder, guys, this is not the final stage of the Ethereum 2.0 launch. This is phase 0, but it will indeed kickstart the new Ethereum blockchain. Now, the following section may sound like a limitation, but this is actually what makes it quite bullish. So listen to this. About the security of the deposit contract, Jordan said, there is no way to retrieve funds. It's considered a burn in the short term. It's not like there's any sort of admin key or any sort of way to take these funds out. There's no way somebody can take all the ETH that is locked in there. So what this means is that at the very minimum, $181 million of ETH will be locked, well, pretty much indefinitely. We don't know when it will be unlocked. And of course, when you take Ethereum tokens out of the circulating supply and you lock them like this, they of course cannot be sold. So this is certainly one thing which can increase the price of Ethereum. Now, of course, he's talking here about $181 million. So currently the Ethereum market cap stands at almost $40 billion. So this is a very, very, very small percentage of the total market cap. That being said, we don't know how much will get locked. We will see how much gets locked. It's certainly a step in the right direction, and I'm sure we will get more updates as time progresses. Now, the next piece of good news for Ethereum is that a record $1.2 billion in Bitcoin has now moved to Ethereum. So 114,889 Bitcoin have been converted to Ethereum-based representations of Bitcoin. That's double the amount of BTC on Ethereum in less than a month. So what this basically means is that 0.5% of all Bitcoin's market cap has now been ported to the Ethereum blockchain, also equivalent to 3% of Ethereum's market cap. You know, in a way, this is good for Bitcoin because it means that people can use their Bitcoin to do different things with it, But in another way, it also shows the limitations of Bitcoin, that it doesn't have this smart contract capability, that you can't take advantage of this whole DeFi craze with Bitcoin unless you use Ethereum. Of course, this is very bullish for Ethereum. Now, for those of you who didn't know, some forms of wrapped Bitcoin are custodial or centralized, and some are decentralized. So WBTC is custodial, meaning that you give your Bitcoin to a company and they will give you WBTC, also known as wrapped Bitcoin, in return. So that's the centralized version. Others, such as TBTC, are non-custodial, meaning that you give your Bitcoin to a protocol and the code, not a company, issues you with TBTC. So in general, as long as you can sort of keep responsibility over your money, as long as that's something that you want to do, you want to be going with these decentralized versions. And finally, they talk about why people are porting Bitcoin over to Ethereum, saying that it's to enjoy the full spectrum of decentralized finance, or DeFi projects. These sort of crypto lending and yield generating services are otherwise largely unavailable to Bitcoin holders. So with that being said, the real bullish news for Ethereum, if you ask me at least, is optimism for Ethereum as Layer 2 testnet gets launched. What does it mean? So Layer 2 scaling developers at the Plasma Group have recently announced the launch of their Optimistic Ethereum testnet, which will be deployed on projects to test much needed scaling solutions. This is, of course, according to CryptoPotato.com. So as mentioned, on-chain synthetic assets DeFi protocol Synthetics, which by the way is a top 100 crypto project, will be the first to trial the scaling solutions, offering 200,000 SNX in rewards to their users for participating. So the following section describes what makes Optimistic Ethereum so unique when compared to other L2 solutions. So Optimistic Ethereum is the only generalized Layer 2 solution for Ethereum, which means that it does not require specific functionality to be built to support existing L1 protocols. So in other words, it makes it much easier to use and to deploy, which is actually one of the problems with Layer 2 solutions, is that they exist, but they're simply not being used or adopted as much as we would like them to be. And of course, they finish off the article by mentioning that the ETH 2.0 scaling upgrade is at least a year away, so efforts such as Optimistic Ethereum could become its savior until then. So, all this news about ETH 2.0, just keep in mind that the actual final launch, the finalized version, is a long way away. There's just these several steps along the way, such as this new Ethereum blockchain, which will be launched with the ETH being locked. These are some of the first steps which lead us to the finalized version of the ETH 2.0 scaling upgrade. And according to CryptoBriefing.com, the founder of Synthetics, Kane Warwick, talked about this L2 solution, saying, "I strongly believe that the transition of much of DeFi to the OVM will be an inflection point where DeFi is no longer a whale game, but is accessible to anyone to both build on and use." A friend of mine was telling me the other day about how he didn't use Uniswap simply because the fees were too high. He's in a third world country, and I feel sorry for him because he's really into the crypto industry. He likes to stay informed and trade, but it just wasn't worth it in terms of fees. So I'm really happy for anything which can solve this problem. Now, somebody else who is bullish on the benefits of optimistic rollups is Danish Ajmeri here. He says, no large design and research problems to be solved. Simple construction and design, supports general solidity smart contracts, i.e. interoperability, 10 times better user experience. Too long didn't read. Optimistic rollups are a near-term solution to Ethereum scaling challenges and are compatible with both other scaling solutions and ETH 2.0. I remember reading a blog about these optimistic rollups, the team who are working on them, and I remember one of the lead developers said that he's sleeping on a tent on top of the building until it gets finalized. So I thought that was quite amusing. You can see that some people are working very seriously on getting this done. Now, before we get to my Ethereum price prediction, as well as looking at the most major support and resistance levels, we're just going to quickly go over Ethereum-based DeFi Lend, which gets an important update. So for those of you who don't know, Aave Lend is currently in 32nd place on CoinMarketCap. This is one of the major DeFi protocols, which will likely be here for quite a while. So they now have a major upgrade. They are in the top 3 of Ethereum DeFi main protocols. and it's just behind Uniswap and Maker. So the loan protocol makes up nearly 20% of the $10 billion total value locked in the DeFi sector, worth $1.95 billion. And this article, written yesterday by Reynaldo, says that this figure could be increased in the short term with the activation of Aave's decentralized governance model. So according to the Aave team, Aave governance is officially on mainnet, giving the decisional power to the community. Now it's time to vote on the very first Aave improvement proposal, AIP, for the token migration from Lend to Aave. So they're going to be changing their name from Lend to Aave if this goes through. Now, interestingly, the old token will have an equivalency of 100 Lend to 1 Aave. Usually it's the other way around. Usually they try to make the new token worth less in terms of price value to make it seem cheaper, but in any case now they're doing it the other way around. So the supply will go from 1.3 billion to 13 million. Now, another thing that will be created with this update is the safety module. And the safety module is designed as an additional line of defense for Aave liquidity providers and as a way for Aave holders to stake their assets in exchange for a range of rewards. Now, I figured it might be interesting to take a quick look at the Lend price. Unlike a lot of low caps which have seen sort of 70-80% dumps, Aave Lend is a much larger cap coin, so it only fell 51%. Right now we're at a pretty important level here. There's been a lot of liquidity as marked by this yellow and blue bar on the right side. And we are currently at a level which marks the previous low on the daily. So it's important to break through here if we want to have bullishness moving forward. Until we do, it's pretty hard to say that we're going to start a new bull run. That being said, the next major support level is actually quite a bit further down here at the $0.34 level. Okay, so now we get onto the Ethereum price prediction and of course price analysis. So starting off on the daily time frame here, you can see that the real major level to be watching out for is this dark red box up here. And the real major specific level is really 390. To be more specific, honestly, it's more like $400. If we cross the $400 level, then we can start really getting bullish on Ethereum again. Until we cross that level, we're kind of in this no man's land. And I'm personally a little bit bearish on Ethereum short term, not because of, fundamentals, but honestly because of the S&P 500, which once that crashes, if that crashes, it brings Bitcoin down with it, and no amount of bullish Ethereum news is going to withstand that, in my personal opinion. Now, that being said, the levels to watch out for on the lower term timeframes are, well, currently right now, this exact level, this $360 level. This has marked previous resistance multiple times, previous support multiple times here on the 4-hour chart. Right now, we've resisted from it once. We are testing it yet again. So really, this is a pretty critical level in the short term. And if we can cross this, then of course we can go and talk about testing the $400 level. And if we do not break through this level, then the next major level of support is the $346 level. This marks previous highs and a couple levels of support over here. In addition to that, what I'm seeing here is an ascending triangle, which of course is a bearish pattern. And if we break that and we break this blue line, then I think it's very unlikely that we will test 400 anytime soon. I think it's much more likely that we will get down to $300. And honestly, guys, I hate to say this, but I am targeting a much lower price level. So in terms of the lower levels to watch out for, if we really do break this $345 level, first of all, okay, maybe we find support just above 300 again. But if we don't, and I don't personally think we will, then we will get to the $285 level. That would be the next level of support. And of course, if we break that, then we get to $250. 285 is marked by the previous major high. $250 is marked by a very high liquidity zone, as you can see with these blue and yellow bars. So those are my personal targets. I hold some Ethereum, but I'm also in an Ethereum short, essentially just to hedge my position. Like, I am going to start buying Ethereum if we get above $400. I think that will be the sign where, we can start talking about potentially being bullish again. But until we get past that level, I think it's a little bit optimistic to think that we're going to start a new bull run before seeing new lower lows. Now, we had a look at this chart last week, and I was saying how this was in a very important level. This was before we broke it, of course. This is the 0.032 level on the ETH BTC chart. I talked about how if you hit one certain level multiple times, the buyers get worn out, and the more times you hit it, the more likely you are to break it. Now, unfortunately, that has happened, and not only has that happened, but right now, we have come back and we are trying to test it. Now, will we break through this? Maybe. It does mark an important previous support, which now theoretically would turn into resistance. So really, we would want to see multiple closes above this level here, really above the 0.33 level. And until we do, this is looking pretty bearish. This is the ETH BTC chart. So, even if Bitcoin stays more or less stable, it's possible that Ethereum will suffer compared to Bitcoin in the short term. That being said, the Ethereum weekly chart here, the ETH BTC weekly chart still looks pretty good. Ever since September 2019, we've essentially seen higher lows, higher highs. So I do think that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin in the medium to long term. I personally, when we get to more favorable levels, either when Ethereum gets down to 285 or 250, or if it breaks 400, on either of those situations, I will personally be buying a lot of Ethereum, and I will have a larger Ethereum position than Bitcoin because I do believe it will outperform Bitcoin. But, until then, I'm personally a little bit bearish. All right, guys, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about Ethereum. Do you think that we will never go below $300? Do you think Bitcoin will never go below $10,000 again? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, as it really does help to support the channel. And before I go, I just want to remind you guys that we have yet another giveaway, 50 QNT giveaway. Winner gets 5.8 QNT, equal to $50. So check out our Twitter we announced the winner of the last giveaway, Fian Lucky, just yesterday. And then finally, in the comments section, you will see that we have a crypto and Bitcoin Visa debit card. Get $50 free on us. Just use the code AB after clicking this link, and you'll get $50 for free. All right, guys. Well, that's been it from me for today. I hope you liked the video, and I will see you in the next one.